Hey, it's Ev, and somehow I'm 3 years on testosterone. This is going to be a video just about my physical changes, then I'm going to do a separate video about my social and emotional changes, and also another photo timeline video, because my last one got over 70,000 views, and that was only up to 1 year on testosterone, and at that point I didn't feel like there was that much of a dramatic change. I think there's been more of a dramatic change from 2 to 3 years than there was from pre-T to 1 year. So yeah, physical changes. I'm going to kind of go head to toe because I don't normally do that, but I realised it does actually make sense. So I'll start with my hairline. It's definitely changed from pre-T, but in the last year, like since 2 years on T, I don't think it's changed that much. It's like from before I started testosterone, it's definitely more masculine, but I don't think it's like continuing to recede or anything, which I'm quite happy about, so that's good. My eyebrows, also, I don't think they've changed that much. They're not like extremely thick eyebrows for a guy, but I actually quite like them being fairly thin, and sometimes people ask me if I get my eyebrows shaped, and I don't, so I take that as a compliment. I think I just shave the unibrow, I guess, like in the middle. It does grow a bit more than it did pre-T, but it was there pre-T anyway. Also, if you see old photos of me and it looks like I had really like thin girly eyebrows, that's because I sometimes used to have them waxed, or I used to like pluck and shape them myself, so they weren't naturally like that. In terms of my skin, like getting spots and stuff, I don't really think there's been much of a change since 2 years on T. Maybe when I like switched back from libido to Testogel and my body was getting used to that, I've probably got a few more spots, but in general I think I've avoided having acne from testosterone overall, and I don't expect to suddenly get that changed from now on, considering I'm 3 years on T already. Usually if I get spots, I can like identify why that is. Like if I'm not getting a lot of sleep at night, I'll get spots, or if I'm hardly eating and just drinking a lot of alcohol, I get spots. Yeah, or like hormone levels and stuff. And by the way, my testosterone levels since switching back to gel are like all normal again now, and so no issues there anymore. The biggest change is facial hair. I actually grow proper facial hair. I have an actual beard. Yeah, I've been shaving around the sides, but I've been growing out my little chin beard for a while, and I'll put in some pictures so you can see it better. But yeah, I have like a proper beard, and I know I said before that I was starting to get proper beard hair, but back even like a year ago at 2 years on T, I just had like some ugly puby looking hairs on my sideburns, and I was just starting to get some on my chin, I think. But now it grows in pretty thick around there, and it is. I also said at 2 years I think that I was starting to get like the long white hairs on my cheeks, which I thought was gonna turn into proper hairs, and it has now, but it's like extremely slow progress. I have like 3 here and 2 here or something like that. My moustache, actually, the progress from starting testosterone was extremely slow over the first year, and then I feel like it sort of stopped, was like extremely slow at like filling in and growing faster and stuff. But just in the last few months, I think it has started to improve even more. You really can't see it because I'm filming on my webcam, but I'll put in some pictures. And I have like black hairs that I've had for ages, but now I'm starting to get quite a lot of like white hairs growing in as well, which I think is like signs that it's going to start being thicker and there being more proper black hairs there. Also this patch, that's been progressing a lot lately as well. terms of my face shape, I don't think there's been that much of a change. I think if I shaved all of my facial hair off, I really don't think I'd look drastically that different to pre-T. I feel like my jawline is less sharp. My face is a bit more fat because I used to be like really skinny, and now I'm like not really skinny. I'm not big either. I'm like averagely skinny. I don't know. But yeah, there's more fat on my face because I have more body fat in general, and I think that's why my face looks different. Also, I just look older because I'm in my mid-20s now. I do actually want to shave all my facial hair off soon, just to see if there is a big difference or not in what my face looks like. So the next thing is my voice, which I probably will cover in my other video. I don't really know if my voice is a physical change or not, because my vocal cords are physical, but then so is my brain, so not sure what to class that as. But I feel like the change in my voice is more of a social thing. I think I've just got more used to my voice having dropped and like just getting used to speaking like this, and also getting used to living and existing in society as a man and people seeing me as a man. And I think like psychologically I just naturally speak from my chest more than I did before. So yeah, my voice broke within the first year and then it stopped breaking in my opinion, but I do think it sounds different. I think that's just more of a social thing and not really it physically continuing to drop. But when I look back at videos of like 1 year on T, I do agree that it sounds different. And yeah, I'll probably go more into that in my other video. Body hair. At 2 years on T and at 1 year on T, I thought I had a lot of body hair, and now I think I didn't, but I do now. My chest is really hairy. My shoulders, I know they were starting to get hairy at 2 years, but they're even more hairy, and it's not particularly nice to look at, but oh well. Also, on my back, like when I said I had back hair before, I meant like just slightly the backs of my shoulders, but now I feel like I'm actually starting to get like back hair, which isn't a change I particularly wanted, but also it's not really something I care about that much. I just ignore it or might shave it off. I don't really know. My body shape, I feel like over the 3 years I started to like straighten out, and then I'd put on a little bit of weight and get a bit more curvy again, and I'd lose a little bit of weight and straighten out, and then it would just repeat over and over again. I don't mean like I'm putting on a lot of weight, it just naturally fluctuates a little bit, and when it does, my body shape keeps changing. And then I start getting excited because I think my hips are finally looking more masculine, and then they're not. At the moment, I don't feel like my body shape is drastically that much different than before I even started testosterone, but I can deal with it. It's not noticeable like through my clothes or anything, so it doesn't really matter. Also, my ability to gain muscle, I still don't think that's any different to before I started testosterone. It's maybe a little bit better because I think in the last year I can just about do press-ups now, but if I try and do it like the actual correct technique, I literally can't even do one. But if I put my arms out the wrong kind of way, I can do quite a few. I don't really know if I've actually gained strength or if I've just figured out a way to do it that kind of works for me. But yeah, my arms aren't any bigger than before I started testosterone, or any bigger than when I was literally 12, so, and I'm not someone that like intensely works out or goes to the gym, so I don't expect big huge changes, but there has been quite a few times where I've, like, for a few months, like, really tried to build a little bit of muscle and nothing happened. But I pretty much just want it to happen just so I could see if it can happen. I don't have any dreams of being a big muscly man. I don't really care that much. Maybe I am, like, physically a bit stronger, but my ability to, like, visibly gain muscle that you can actually see isn't higher. Then there's lower growth, and if you don't know what that means, just go and Google FTM lower growth. A lot of people say when they first start testosterone it's the first change they get, or that they have like a proper growth spurt in the first few weeks. That never happened to me. There was never one point where I looked down and realised it had grown. Just over the last 3 years it's extremely gradual growth, but compared to pre-T it is a very significant amount of growth. I did think that it had stopped growing, but now I think that actually recently there has been like a little bit extra growth. Also, I think maybe because pre-T I was a bigger size than most pre-T people would be, or most cis women would be. So maybe that's why when I started testosterone there wasn't like an immediate growth, because I was already at that point. I wouldn't say now that I'm like really big compared to other trans guys. I think probably average, but haven't seen that many naked trans guys, so who knows. So yeah, I've probably put in a few pictures as I've been editing this, but if I have any more comparison pictures left I will put them in now. I think that this last year has made a huge difference for how I look physically. Most of that is down to hair, like how masculine my body looks is because it's covered in hair. My beard makes a huge difference for how masculine I look, and other people reading me as male, yeah, it's pretty much guaranteed that if a stranger looks at me with a beard they're gonna think I'm a guy. Also, it helps me look more my age and stuff. Make sure you watch my other video about my social and emotional changes, and if I've forgotten anything from this video I'll just add it into that one. And also, as I said, I'll be doing another transition timeline video, so subscribe if you want to check that out, and comment any questions or anything.